Winter, one of those seasons that comes by every single year, no matter where you live. Each person in the entire world experiences winter differently. You have winter in countries near the equator in which 15 degrees Celsius is considered freezing, and you'll get hypothermia warnings. Or you've got places in eastern Canada in which they will never run out of snow, to the point where you have dump trucks transporting loads of snow to put them anywhere because they just have too much of that white fluffy stuff. What if you were someone from one of these places and you were spending winter in Vancouver, located here in beautiful British Columbia? If you're one of those people or you're just curious about the differences, this survival guide will be on how you might experience the differences between your winter and a winter here in Vancouver, British Columbia. I hope you enjoyed this. This is supposed to be lighthearted and poke a little bit of fun, as I'm from Ontario, my girlfriend's from Brazil, and we both live here in Vancouver. We were both missing home as we weren't able to go back during Christmas, but this is a way for us to enjoy our time here and just remind us about our home and where we're living right now, and just have a little bit of fun with it at the same time. Canada is known for its igloos, hockey, and it's known for its thick accents, eh? Obviously. And for its winters, cold and snowy. Vancouver is a weird stepchild of Canadian winters in which it rarely descends below freezing temperatures. The winter days will mostly look like heavy doses of rain, yippee, and a green Christmas, yay. Once in a while, the clouds will decide to stop crying and bless us with snow, and the entire city shuts down, and they're confused about what is this solid rain-like substance. What if you get one of those special days in which the grass finally gets covered with that fluffy white blanket of snow? Let's step into the perspective of a Brazilian, a Vancouverite, and an Ontarian, which is someone from Ontario. If you decide to go outside, we're gonna have to be prepared to deal with the elements that winter is gonna throw at us. As a Brazilian, anything below 20 degrees Celsius is considered cold for you. So once it starts hitting those temperatures that is less than double digits, you're going to feel frozen without that billion-dollar cinema success. In order to survive these descending temperatures, you're gonna have to have your socks, your second layers of socks, your 2 pairs of pants, your hoodie, your sweater, your jacket, and making sure that nothing is left to the imagination, for there is barely any skin showing. Now you're ready to go outside. As a Vancouverite, you have dealt with these temperatures before. It's still cold outside, it's still winter, but nothing you can't handle. Depending on if you are a hardened veteran or more sensitive to the temperatures, you might have your sweater and that's all you need. Sometimes you might need to add a little bit of a jacket just to stay extra cozy. A toque is always nice because you know your ears or your head will get cold first, and if you're planning to play outside today, probably gonna need some gloves and you're ready to go. And if you're from Ontario, you're good. Being outside and dealing with the weather itself at the beginning is always going to be the make or break to decide of how long you'll be able to spend outside with those winter activities. If you're a Brazilian, this cold and chilling sensation, it's something you've probably never felt before. The only time that is compared to this is if you've taken a cold shower just for cooling down from a super hot day, or if you're an athlete and have taken an ice bath to heal. Your nose is definitely gonna turn red very quickly. Your lips are gonna get chapped, and you're gonna feel like your body's not able to move. Don't worry, this is the first time your body has experienced this drop in temperature, and you're gonna get used to it. Just know that once you hit a certain temperature, you might feel like you're getting colder, but that's as cold as you're going to get. A Vancouverite, it's still a little chilly, but nothing you haven't handled before. Your nose and fingers are gonna get cold first, but you're kind of used to it at this point. It is winter. If you feel like you're going to get too cold, you can always just do a little bit of exercise to get that heart pumping just a little bit. And if you're from Ontario, make sure you don't do too much exercise because you might overheat. You're finally at some snow, and it's time to have some fun, typical snow activities. As a Brazilian, this is the first time you've ever experienced snow. How exciting. But you need to make sure that sensation of touching the snow is going to be fun, but your skin is gonna feel like it's picking up ice. It's gonna chill and your hands are gonna freeze almost instantly. make sure that your hands are covered with gloves, and you'll be just fine. As a Vancouverite, you've dealt with snow before, so depending on if you're a stone cold veteran, you might be able to deal with touching the snow for a while, but your hands are gonna get cold. If you don't deal with cold temperatures that well, or you're looking to play a long time in the snow, gloves are always recommended. And if you're from Ontario, you're going to have to adjust to the change in temperature, but I think you're gonna manage somehow. A good classic snow activity to start with is a snowball fight. As a Brazilian, the idea of a snowball fight is gonna come very naturally to you. You probably have experience throwing stuff at people anyways, but this time the consequences are a lot more fun than what you're used to. As a Vancouverite, who can forget those childhood memories of grabbing the snow, throwing it at each other, and sometimes getting in trouble with school, but having a fun time with friends? There's a good, nice, warm memory about getting to make those fluffy projectiles and throwing it at one another. And if any of you decide to play with someone from Ontario, they probably take it just as seriously as they do their hockey, so be ready. Another classic childhood snow activity is building a snowman. If you're from Ontario, this is definitely something that you are used to, and doing it in Vancouver is not really that different, as long as there's enough snow. It won't take you long to build something as you have the experience, but it won't be anything compared to what you're used to, as there's a chance there isn't enough snow, or you're gonna need to travel really long distances in order to get the same size of a snowman. But you're gonna still build a snowman, and a snowman is still a snowman that you are proud of. If you're Vancouverite or Brazilian, this is one of the best experiences and is always fun because it is where you get to add your craftsmanship, take time and effort in order to have the snow build up into something fantastic. If you're from Brazil, it might take you a bit longer to understand the snowball effect, but once you get that ball rolling, you're gonna be able to create something fantastic. As someone from Vancouver, you have done this many times before. It'll take you some time and effort, and you'll build something that you are proud of. This right here is a true Vancouver snowman. And you're gonna be so proud. And at one point, you're gonna have to go back inside. Spending winter outside as a Brazilian and a Vancouverite, the sun will begin to disappear and the night grows closer and closer. That chilling effect of the cold is slowly gonna seep in. Without the rays of sun keeping you just a little bit warmer, that chill is really gonna start to hit your spine. The winter's cold will slowly sleep through your cloth defenses. The jackets will feel like nothing can stop the chill. You have had a long and successful day, but the later it gets, the more that you must retire your outdoor activities and spend the rest of the evening back inside in its comforts of warmth and still feel that hug of heat once again. As Vancouverites like to call that time, 3:30. And if you're from Ontario, there's a good chance that your outdoor escapades have just begun. And if you're looking for other outdoor escapades, I've links down below to Groupon and Airbnb, which is where I find most of my outdoor adventure escapades. But what do you think about this survival guide? I know it starts as a joke of what if a Brazilian, a Vancouverite, and an Ontarian enter a Vancouver winter. I hope you enjoyed this. It's definitely supposed to be a lot more lighthearted. It's funny to see the differences on how we experience winter, but how do you experience winter? What is it like in your city compared to others? I would love to hear it down in the comments below. And you can always hit me up on social media and we can experience this winter together. And I will see you at the next adventure.